Welcome back, welcome back. This is my second video on the channel, and today we are discussing what else is there to do. I repeat, what else is there to do? And I'm going to be referring to some of my notes here so that I don't forget some of my points. But I've been asking myself this question lately, and the only answer I can really come up with is to become the absolute best version of myself, right? So asking myself, how much stronger can I become? How disciplined can I become? How mentally tough can I become? How much value can I create? How much can I learn? How much fear can I overcome? And ultimately, how much can I squeeze out of this one life that I've been given? And I love that question, and I'm going to get to that later. But for me personally right now, average does not excite me anymore. I'm trying to get as far away as I can from average and mediocrity. And I've tried that route before, just watching TV, playing video games, staying up late, waking up late, and that just doesn't excite me anymore. And I would always have this inner voice in my head talking to me saying, this isn't what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be, doing this work here, focusing on your craft, focusing on your purpose, trying to find your life's mission and working toward that. And I would try to distract myself sometimes from that voice and, pleasure myself with these vices and things like that. But I can't run away from it. And so as of late, I've just really been focusing on growth. How can I grow as much as possible? And right now, I'm really just trying to make myself as uncomfortable as possible. So I've been waking up super early the last few weeks, going to the gym, going to swim in the cold water at 4 or 5 a.m., running, all the things, is trying to get myself out of my comfort zone. I've attended a public speaking seminar 2 weeks ago to, work on my public speaking and get out of my comfort zone in that area and get better in that regard, and that was great. I'm also trying to get out of my comfort zone by talking to girls, talking to just normal people when I'm out and about at the stores, at the restaurants, sparking up conversation and just becoming more comfortable in that regard as well. So I'm just all about trying to stretch myself and get myself into uncomfortable situations constantly so that I can grow. And on that, I recently just signed up for a 50-mile marathon. You talk about growth. I have zero experience running long distance. I am an athlete. I played D1 tennis and I played basketball for fun. So I'm very in shape, but I have no experience running long distance. So to just on a whim sign up for a 50-mile marathon is daunting but exciting, and I'm really looking forward to it actually. I'm looking forward to the mental battle, the physical battle, and all that's going to be involved. Like the questions I'm going to have to answer, when I'm at mile 30 and there's still 20 more miles to go and I want to quit so bad, what am I going to do then, right? How am I going to face myself and address myself in that situation? And I also signed up for a backyard ultra, which I just discovered this week. I had no idea what this was. And it's basically you run 4 miles in a loop every hour. So for example, and it's a last man standing race. So for example, say we start at 7 a.m. We run 4 miles. Say I end at 7:40. I then have 20 minutes to rest until the next 4-mile loop begins at 8 a.m. And then that goes on and on till 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. And these things can last 12 to 24 to 36 hours. And people ultimately can end up running 100, 120 miles, over the course of the event. And it's a last man standing event. So whoever's the last person standing is the winner. And everyone else that raced is DNF, did not finish. And these kind of competitions and challenges really get me going. Like I love these kind of challenges because I know it's going to push me mentally to take myself to the farthest limit I can, right? Because I don't want to quit. I'm highly competitive. I want to win. And again, in this scenario as well, I don't have the experience running long distance, but I know I can hopefully propel myself mentally and physically to go the distance. That's what I'm about. I want to go the distance and see how far I can push myself and push my mind to get to that next level, to compete, and be running 60, 70, 80, 90 miles. And I have zero experience running it, but I'm doing it all off my will and my mind pushing me to get to that finish line and win. So I'm really looking forward to that. The Backyard Ultra is September 19th here in Huntersville, and the 50-miler is October 3rd. So really looking forward to those events. And as I train, I plan to bring you guys along the journey so you can follow along with me. But all in all, I just really want to become the best version of myself. And going back to the question earlier, how much can I squeeze out of this one life that I've been given? I was recently watching this David Goggins interview, and I've been really deep diving into his work, his message, and what he's all about. And the interviewer asked him, "What is your biggest fear?" And he answered. It was such a good answer. His answer was, "My biggest fear is that I would go to heaven, and I'm at the pearly gates, and I'm talking to God, and He's giving me this list of who I was supposed to be. David Goggins, 185 pounds, Navy SEAL, did all these crazy endurance races, changed lives, inspired people. That's David Goggins A. And then you have David Goggins B, who was 300 pounds, worked at Ecolab, making $1,000 a month, was a nobody, and was fat. like, and he does not want to get to heaven and, be this guy, David Goggins B, when he was supposed to be David Goggins A and do all the things that God, created him to be and do while he was here on this earth. And I could not resonate with that more. I want to make God proud and be all that I can possibly be while I'm here on this earth. I want to maximize all my potential, and I want to achieve and just achieve. And I want to help people. That's what I'm about. I want to help and serve people in the best way I can. And that's what I'm just trying to figure out how I can do in the best way. And I think I can do that through Bitcoin education and finance, as we'll talk more about on this channel later. But that's what I'm all about, and I'm trying to figure out. So, yeah, that's kind of a life update right now, preparing for these marathons, preparing for these races, and just really trying to stretch myself, grow, get out of my comfort zone, and ultimately achieve. We're here on this earth to do amazing things, and I want to do that. And I want to fulfill it, and I do not want to be on my deathbed 70 years from now wondering what if I would have tried harder, put more energy into my crafts, and just have committed myself to something. What if? I do not want to ask myself that at 90 years old on my deathbed. So we start now at 25, working as hard as we can, and just committing to the task at hand and trying to become the best versions of ourselves. And I know we can. So until the next time, I appreciate you guys. I'll hopefully start filming some content on training and take you along the journey with me. But appreciate y'all rocking with me, and we'll be back. Peace.